Hello and welcome to our Summer 2022 Tufts General Pre-College Programs Live Q&A. I'm Tara Pope, the Marketing Director for Tufts University's Pre-College Programs, and along with my pre-college program colleagues, we're excited to take you through tonight's overview of our general topic, pre-college program. We hope tonight's session will help you learn more about our academically challenging and uniquely rewarding summer programs, including our new Tufts Summer Accelerator, as well as our returning cornerstone programs, Tufts College and Summer Research Experiences, and our always popular selection of courses at Tufts for high schoolers. Not only do we have a lot of great information for you tonight, but we also are looking forward to letting you drive the second half of the session by asking questions of our pre-college team members. As we talk through each of the programs tonight, please feel free to enter any questions in the Q&A or chat sections, and we will keep track and make sure we answer all your questions following the overviews. With that, let's get started and meet the rest of the team for tonight's session.
Hi, I'm Ariana Wilson. I'm the Director of Tufts Pre-College Programs. We're super excited to have all of you here tonight to learn about some of our programs and ask all the questions.
Hi, I'm Lauren Barry. I'm the Associate Director of Tufts Pre-College Programs. I'm excited that all of you were able to join us tonight, and I look forward to speaking with you all.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ken Cruz. I'm a Program Administrator handling TCE and CATHS. Happy to be here. Nice to meet you all.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sally Kim, and I am another one of our Tufts Pre-College Program Administrators. Nice to meet you all.
And last but not least, I'm Kayla Roy. I'm one of our other program administrators in the pre-college program, and I'm really excited to share the program with you guys and answer all of your questions tonight.
Great, thanks everybody. Tonight's agenda, we'll be talking through our 2022 general pre-college programs as we discussed. Then we'll go over our applications requirements a little bit with Ariana, and then we'll get into our live Q&A. So as I mentioned before, feel free to put your questions in the Q&A or the chat sections, and we'll be able to find them. And we're excited to hear from all of you. So put them in whenever you think of them. And here's a little preview of all of our programs. I'm sure you all know, but we have our college experience programs that we're talking about tonight. We also have a bunch of art programs, social impact, business and international relations, and STEM programs. For more information about any of them, you can always visit precollege.tufts.edu and find out more. And now I will turn things over to Ken to talk about our Tufts College experience.
Awesome. Thanks, Tara. So hello again, everyone, and welcome to tonight's overview of one of our 6-week summer program offerings. So as the foundation of the program, students enroll into 2 4-credit courses out of over 50 courses available to high school students on campus, and available throughout 20 plus more different academic departments. Through TCE, Tufts College Experience, you can explore new subject areas and take a class that is generally not offered at high school, such as Origins of Electronic Music or Introduction to Virtual Reality, or you can knock off some of your future undergrad requirements with classes such as chemical principles or introductory physics. Most of our classes, however, are regular undergraduate courses taught by Tufts world-renowned faculty. Do note that we provide Tufts credit for these courses, but if you don't enroll at Tufts, you'll need to check with your institution to see if they accept these courses for their specific curriculum requirements. We also offer 4 pre-college hallmark courses that are college-level courses, specifically designed for and offered for high school students. You'll hear a bit more about these later when we discuss courses at Tufts more in depth. So in addition to these 2 courses you select, TCE students may also enroll for free, complimentary, in our admissions essay writing workshop. So here, in which students will develop a fully formed college admissions essay by the end of the workshop. And in addition to that, on Fridays, all TCE students will attend our College Prep 101 workshop, which is broken into 2 different sessions: admissions prep and college exploration. The morning session will be led by Tufts staff and students, and will explore and teach valuable skills necessary for college. Every Friday afternoon, however, students will take a tour of a different Boston area college or university. That way they'll get a better idea of different similarities and differences amongst a lot of our esteemed greater Boston area colleges and universities. In the past, for example, some of these universities included visits to Amherst College, Boston College, and Harvard University as well. So on this summer's TCE campus, high school students from around the world will have the opportunity to study with a combination of Tufts students, faculty, and staff. And at the end of the program, TCE students will receive credit for successful completion of their coursework, and they will be able to request a Tufts transcript as well. Next slide, please. So now, as you can see on this slide, we can take a quick look at what a typical week might look like for a TCE student. Keep in mind that your schedule will obviously vary based on your course and workshop selections, as well as the extracurriculars you choose to attend. In this case, after having breakfast, the student blocks out time for homework before their first course. Once their first class wraps up, the student heads to lunch before their college admissions essay writing workshop, followed by a big block of free time. After some resting and relaxation, the student finishes their day with their second course. Remember, these are fully fledged undergraduate courses. Typically, each course will require a substantial amount of work outside of each class and studying time, as reflected on the sample schedule. Now, I will turn things over to Lauren, our Pre-College Programs Associate Director, to talk through our new two-week program, Tufts Summer Accelerator.
Thanks, Ken. That's right. The Tufts Summer Accelerator is new this year, and we're really excited for it. This program has a lot of similarities to our Tufts College Experience program, but is offered in a somewhat shorter format. So the Accelerator will be offered in residential, commuter, or virtual modalities, and is broken into two-week sessions. You can choose to take just one or both of these 2-week sessions for up to 4 weeks of learning. During the program, students will choose 2 focus seminars from a wide variety of topics, including anything from neuroscience to criminal justice reform. These seminars really represent the breadth of research being conducted at Tufts, as they stem from real studies conducted by the faculty who are teaching the seminar. In addition to academic seminars, like the Tufts College Experience, students will also participate in social activities and Friday college prep sessions, which include afternoon tours of area colleges and universities, as well as admissions-related sessions. Next slide. Thanks. Our goal for the Tufts Summer Accelerator is really to give students an opportunity to explore their academic interests while having that same immersive college life experience that Tufts College Experience offers, but for those students who might not be able to commit to a full 6 weeks. Looking at the sample schedule we have put together will help you get a feel for what these 2 weeks might look like for you. Every student will choose one morning and one afternoon seminar from our list of offerings, which is over to the right, with lunch and lunchtime speaker options in the middle. We also know that college prep is important to many of our students, so they'll have the chance to join those critical Friday sessions that TCE students do and get a leg up on their college application process. And with that, I will hand it over to Sally to take us through our returning and always popular Tufts Summer Research Experience, which is also the only program other than CATHS, courses at Tufts for high schoolers, a mouthful, that is offered in both the fall and spring semesters as well as summer.
Thanks so much, Lauren. Yeah, and I'm very happy to talk about our Tufts Summer Research Experience, also known as TSRE. So our Tufts Summer Research Experience program will be hosting rising high school juniors and seniors who also must be at least the age of 16 by the start of the program. As a part of the Tufts Summer Research Experience, students work with Tufts research faculty and graduate students, and together with your lab research group, you help contribute to the cutting edge research that's currently being done at Tufts laboratories across all of our campuses in Medford, Somerville, the Boston Health Science campus, as well as our veterinary school location in Grafton. This summer, we have a wide range of in-person, residential, commuter, and virtual lab experiences available for students, ranging in subject areas from the hard sciences like chemistry, to social sciences like anthropology and psychology, to even comprehensive care in the Tufts University Dental School of Medicine, School of Dental Medicine, sorry. You can find more program information, including a list of participating faculty members on our program website. And if we head over to the last slide, although lab research will look different based on the subject matter that you're researching, as well as various focus areas, they will follow a general schedule of blocked out research from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. In addition to mentorship from world-class faculty as well as staff, students this summer will also spend their afternoons participating in various activities such as journal clubs, library, and computing lab time, as well as hearing exciting guest presentations from not only participating faculty members about their own research, but also from very incredible and very accomplished industry leaders. By program close, students will develop a research poster based on a research question being investigated in their lab, with aid from the student's mentor and research group. And students will then present and share their findings with the rest of the program cohort, faculty, staff, and family in a research presentation. And now I will hand things back to Ariana, who will take us through our courses at Tufts for high schoolers.
Thanks, Sally. So our courses at Tufts for high schoolers program, students can enroll in over 150 courses that are available to high school students across our 2 summer sessions. So this program is split up into 2 sessions, one starting May 26th through July 2nd, and the second July 6th through August 13th. And while most of our courses happen in one session or another, some of our longer engineering courses happen through the whole 12 weeks. So you'll take a look at our website that shows you kind of the dates and sessions that are taught in. So most of these classes are regular undergraduate courses, just like the ones that Ken talks about, that are offered by credit by our world-renowned Tufts faculty, who some of which are the most respected members in their field. Students can earn up to 10 credits per session, which usually equates to about 2 to 3 courses. Most undergraduate level courses at Tufts are 3 credits. But we recommend that students take about 1 to 2 to balance their course load and get the options that they want. Our full list of courses can be found at courses.tufts.edu, and you'll be able to filter and find the courses that you want content-wise. This summer, we'll have options on campus, hybrid, and virtual. So depending on your need, you'll be able to choose whether you want to get on over to Tufts, operate in a online capacity if you can't make it, or in courses that have dual options. You'll be able to see the modality of the course when you search it on the website as well. Students will receive Tufts credit upon successful completion of the course and may request a regular Tufts transcript at the end of the program. And like Ken mentioned, if you're not going to be applying the credits at Tufts, you'll just need to check with your institution to see whether they accept the credits. Enrollment in session 2 of courses at Tufts also allows students to take advantage of those college prep workshops that Ken talked about. The admissions essay writing workshop is available to CATHS students free of charge, and CATHS students may also enroll in College Prep 101 workshop, that Friday workshop that Ken talked about, for an additional fee. A highlight of our courses at Tufts program is our hallmark courses: Health Science Honors, Law and Ethics, Bioinformatics through Sequencing, and what is now called Writing Persuasive Prose, and is formerly known as our Tufts Summer Writing Program. As Ken mentioned, these courses are designed specifically for high school students, but have brilliant veteran faculty who actually, all 4 of them, designed the courses and have been teaching them since the inception of pre-college programs. So they're very versed in the content. So now we are getting to the point where we're in one of our most important steps in our process. As you know, our applications are now open for all of our programs, including courses at Tufts for high schoolers. And as you can see on the slide, the first thing you do is you start your application. You go to our landing page and register for an account. You can find all the information on our webpage, precollege.tufts.edu, at the Apply Now. And once you register, you can log into the system and start your application. You'll put some basic personal info, family information, and you'll select your program. I see in the chat that some people are asking what programs they have eligibility for based on their age or their grade level. Once you put in your personal information, the list will actually filter down to the programs that you are eligible for. And if you have a question about your eligibility, you can always feel free to reach out to us to let us know, or if you don't see a program that you think you should be eligible for, we can definitely help you through that process. Once you submit your application, you'll be asked to provide, or I guess this happens before, but you'll be asked to provide contact information for a recommender and a school official who will upload your transcript. So these 3 bullets that you see on the slide, the parent permission form, letter of recommendation, and transcript, will be your sort of supplemental materials that you're required to submit in order to kind of round out your application. The letter of recommendation, transcripts, and parent permission form will automatically be sent to the people that you input. Make sure that on your parent or guardian permission form that you enter a different email that is not your own, so that you can make sure that it gets to the right place. The letter of recommendation and transcript will also be able to upload those documents when they get sent to your recommender or school official. To supplement your application, you'll also may be asked for some program-specific materials. This won't be the case for all programs, but programs such as Tufts Summer Research Experience or the Climate Resilience Institute may require additional application materials such as lab preferences or a brief personal statement or a level of experience in your particular content area. Once we've received all these materials, we'll return your admissions decision within 10 business days, and upon admission, you'll be asked to submit a deposit and some post-enrollment forms. And followed by full payment. Just like that, you'll be ready to study at Tufts. And now I will turn things over to Kayla to talk about our social activities, which will be offered both on campus, CA, and virtually this summer.
Thank you, Ariana. So one thing you might be wondering about this webinar is, what will I be doing when I'm not in class? One of the most important parts of your experience here at the Tufts Pre-College program, no matter which program you're choosing, will be the social activities and the connections and the community that you're going to become a part of once you enroll here. So Tufts is located right outside the great city of Boston, and there's plenty to explore and see. Some programs might have you going into the city. And not only will you be building upon your academic interests and those skill sets that you're really interested in pursuing in your professional career, but you're also going to be meeting a lot of students from around the globe with similar goals and interests, and as well as world-renowned faculty and staff that are going to be teaching you and mentoring you throughout this process, throughout your projects and throughout your learning. You'll have the opportunity to share your ideas and collaborate and make lasting connections with your peers in your specific field and in other fields, which is pretty cool. Although all of our social experiences and activities are not quite set in stone just yet, in the past, there have been things like walking the Freedom Trail in Boston, taking in maybe a baseball game at Fenway Park. Sorry if you're a Yankees fan. Signature speakers in person and virtually, and personal wellness experiences. On the slide, you can see we might have like a meditation workshop or a bar class. And then we also have residential campus life experiences. Someone mentioned previously that we do tours to other colleges locally. We also do tours of Tufts University campus if you're interested, and some informative lunch and learns as well. There's so many fun and exciting activities being planned for summer of 2022 that you will be able to experience, like Ariana said, both residentially and virtually if you're not joining us on campus this summer. But now I will turn things back over to Tara to get us started on our live Q&A. So make sure you're putting your questions either in the chat or in the Q&A box for us.
Great. Thanks so much, Kayla. And thanks everyone for all of your great information tonight. So now let's get started with some of our live questions. I'm going to try to get to these in as best of order as I can. So bear with me as I go through all the questions that are popping in. So I have one question here regarding the Tufts Summer Research Experience. They are asking if they turn 16 in the middle of the summer, but they are a rising junior, is it still possible for them to take the program? Sally, do you want to jump in on that one?
So generally, due to the liability in some of our research laboratories dealing with very sensitive patient information, as well as hazardous chemicals and other corrosive materials, we do really encourage students to be at least the age of 16 by program start in July, as well as being at least a rising junior or senior. However, if you have a lot of interest in joining our program, if you were slightly under that eligibility requirement, please feel free to email us at precollege@tufts.edu, and we can go ahead and see if we can work with you to provide you with an application for the summer cycle.
Great, thanks, Sally. The next one I see is my son is currently a high school junior, interested in majoring in chemistry. He would like to do a 1 to 2 week program in chemistry or a related subject. Would the TSRE program be the best option for him? Sally or Ariana, do you want to take this one?
You want to do it, Sally?
Oh, no, go ahead. You can go right ahead, Ariana.
Yeah, so there's a couple options for him. We have our TCE program, which can offer a variety of courses, chemistry specific. We also have our courses at Tufts, and so the TCE would be allow him to be able to experience the residential aspect of it. Courses at Tufts would be allow him to have a more flexible schedule and select the chemistry courses that are right for him, or the TSRE program, when labs are available that have the chemistry option or labs offering that, he can certainly take that, and he would be involved in the lab experience that is directly chemistry related.
Great, thanks for that, Ariana. Now I'll move over to our Q&A section. And the first question I see is it possible to get a recording of this presentation? Yes, it is. It will be up on YouTube probably by tomorrow or the next day, and you'll get a email from this webinar letting you know what that link is. So you'll be able to find that, or you can just go to our pre-college YouTube page anytime and find all of our recordings. And I have another question in here. I know someone asked me earlier about the art studio program. I will say the program director isn't on for that, but hopefully we can answer this question anyway for you. What types of pieces do we need to submit for the portfolio part of the application? Also, what is the limited number for financial aid? Is there a deadline to apply for financial aid? Ariana or Lauren, can one of you take that, even though Sarah and team aren't here?
I will defer to Ariana on what is required for pieces in terms of the studio art portfolio. But in terms of financial aid, the deadline is the same as the application deadline. We award aid that's available on a rolling basis. So if you put in for a financial aid application, you'll hear back usually within a month whether or not you're going to receive it. And then in terms of the studio art portfolio, Ariana, I don't know if you have more intel on that one.
Yes, I can answer that. So the reason for asking for pieces that are related to your portfolio is just to get a sense of what type of artist you are and whether this program will be of the best fit for you. If you submit art pieces that are, maybe the program directors want to see a little bit more from you, they will ask for those. So I wouldn't be afraid of submitting what you think is the best representation of your work. And then if there's something that the program directors are looking for more, they will reach out for you. Students don't typically get denied just based on the submission of their artwork, particularly if there is just something that the program directors themselves would like to see more of.
Great, thanks, Ariana. And you can always email the team too if there's more detail that you want on any of that as well. Next question we have is, do any of the programs offer sports as an extracurricular activity?
I can grab this one. So not specifically with the social activities, although we do sometimes have things like yoga sessions or things along those lines, but students will have access to Tufts facilities if they want to play tennis or do anything recreationally. They just won't be exactly like an organized sports team.
Great, Thanks, Lauren. Next question is, how do the Accelerator programs work virtually? Can you just take one class for a 2-week session? I assume no college credit for these.
I can grab this one as well. So no, we won't be offering college credit for the Tufts Summer Accelerator seminars because they're pretty abbreviated format. But if you take it virtually, it would look almost exactly the same as if you were taking it in person. So in the morning, you would take your morning seminar remotely, and then you would take the afternoon seminar remotely as well. And then we're actually going to have specific social activities in the evenings and on the weekends for virtual students. So you'd be filling up your schedule with those virtually.
Great, thanks so much, Lauren. The research program states that you need research experience. Does this mean the general biology, chem, and physics labs in high school, or is there more extensive research in a lab that is needed? Sally, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would highly recommend that you actually take a look at our lab offerings on our program website. Each of our labs have particular requirements that they are asking of the ideal lab applicants for each of these opportunities. So may require you to have some sort of more research experience than others. Some other laboratories will require you to have some sort of experience with certain softwares and databases. So more information can really be found in our lab offerings. And I will go ahead and post the link as to where you can find that in the chat.
Great. Thanks, Sally. Next question is, are any of these courses AP credited courses?
No.
They're pre-matriculation credits. So they sort of operate very similarly to how AP is. It's up to the school that your student matriculates to whether or not they accept these credits, but many do.
Great, thanks so much. I was told by a school counselor that there are mini med opportunities that are free of charge. Is that still the case? I can, go ahead. I don't know.
So our mini med school program does partner with some specific Boston schools that have philanthropic support. If you attend one of those schools and you have talked to your counselor about it, there's a possibility that you may be eligible for that. But again, it is just specific schools that have that opportunity. I will say that all of our programs do have financial aid that is available. And so if you're in a situation where you're applying for financial aid, you can also be considered, even if you don't go to one of those schools that partners with MiniMed.
Great, thanks, Ariane. Next question I see are the courses available during the shorter summer research experience eligible for Tufts credit? I think you mean the Tufts Accelerator, and I will let Lauren or Ariana take that one.
If this is referring to the Tufts Summer Accelerator, then no, they are not. They don't carry Tufts credit. They're essentially too short, being 2 weeks.
And the summer research experience also doesn't offer credit.
Just Tufts College Experience and courses at Tufts for high schoolers for these particular programs we've covered today.
Next question is, are there any programs that focus on neurology?
Unfortunately, this summer, we do not have any research opportunities in particular related to neuroscience or neurology.
One of the Tufts Summer Accelerator seminars is a neuropsychology course. It's called, Lauren, what is it called? I think we listed it.
It's a good question. We have the bilingual brain, which is a Tufts Summer Accelerator option. There's also some several psychology courses, which would be less neurology, more on the psychology side. But they do have that bilingual brain seminar available.
And you can also always look at our courses at Tufts course options. and type in neurology to identify whether there are eligible courses that you could take.
Great, thanks. Our next question are there classes for the Accelerator program? I'm sorry, are the classes for the Accelerator program on the website the final list to choose from, or will any be added?
As of right now, it's the final list. We don't anticipate adding more. So yes, that you can consider that final.
And then the next question is, what is the average age of participants?
I would say the bulk of our students are juniors. So 16, 17 is a typical age, usually potentially on the later end of 15, but 15 to 17 is our bread and butter. And since those juniors are in the middle section, 16, 17 is typical.
Great. The next question, I think they ask about the STEM programs, but I think it's specifically about mini med school. And I know it's not what we've talked about tonight, but we can still answer your questions. They would like to know some things that we do during the mini med and whether or not they work directly with patients or just with like dummies or fake people, for lack of a better way of saying that.
I could take a quick stab at this, but I would highly recommend that you check out our STEM webinar, which did cover mini med school in pretty good detail last week. I can go ahead and pop the link in for the STEM webinar last week in the chat after I've answered this question. But for our in-person as well as our virtual iteration of our mini med school intensive this year, I'm not entirely sure. I do believe that we will definitely be doing virtual as well as in-person case studies and lab studies to get students more specifically involved with those aspects of medicine, as well as attending and being a medical school student. However, the mini med school program directors did talk about the program in depth last week through this webinar. So I will go ahead and drop that recording below.
I actually just put that in the chat, Sally, to everyone.
Oh, thanks, Tara.
You're all set. Great. Next question, are there any requirements in terms of prerequisite classes or a minimum GPA for the programs?
I can take that one. Or Ken, you want to do it?
Right, yeah. So for TCE and CAFs, generally speaking, when you're taking actual college level courses, you want to make sure that you fit the prerequisites a lot, especially with STEM, introductory level chemistry or biology or physics before you take on the college level version of it through our programs. And aside from that, I wouldn't say there's a hard cutoff. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Ariana, on GPA, but generally it depends on the type of class you're signing up for. The high school version that on your transcript should be perhaps A's, B's in the subject matter.
Yep, that's right. There's not a minimum GPA for the general programming, but you will see if you're enrolling in a specific class or a specific program, like mini med, for example, you need to have taken a year of biology. And in some of our courses at Tufts for high schoolers, there are prerequisites, either equivalence or actual Tufts classes that you need to take in order to be eligible for the course.
Great. Thanks, Ariana and Ken. What is the general range for tuition for these programs? Lauren, do you want to take this one?
Sure. They range pretty broadly based on the program itself and whether you take it as a virtual commuter or residential student. So for example, our Tufts College experience in TSRE, the research experience, the residential is for the 6 weeks, $11,250, inclusive of, the dorms, the dining hall, all of that jazz. But then if you take, for example, our Tufts Summer Accelerator for 2 weeks as a commuter student, it's $4,000. So there really is quite a range in the tuition costs. I would really take a look at our website. If you click on a program that you're interested in, on the right-hand side, there's a little bar that shows you all of the tuition amounts for each modality.
Great, thanks, Lauren. The next question is, does Tufts offer any business-specific pre-college session? And I see Lauren shaking your head, so I'll give this one to you.
Sure, and maybe Kayla can help me out with this since she's the point person for that. So do you want to talk about it, Kayla?
Yeah, so we have a new program coming this year, which is the Entrepreneurship Innovation Bootcamp. That's one of our business specific ones where you'll work with instructors who are all business owners that will teach you kind of the good practices and principles of working in business related fields and owning a business. We also have an international relations program, which is helpful for business students as well, where you'll kind of work on a more global scale and kind of work with others collaboratively to work on global policy. So those are our two business focused programs right now.
Great, thanks so much, Kayla. Next question is, you mentioned one of the programs had neuroscience as part of the focus or curriculum. I'm not sure which program that was. Please, can you share more information? So I can answer this one. Lauren was talking about there being courses within Tufts Summer Accelerator that were focused on neuroscience, correct, Lauren?
Yes, and potentially for courses at Tufts for high schoolers / Tufts College Experience as well. I haven't seen the full course listing lately, but there might be something that you can select as an option for those as well.
And I'm also going to put in the chat for everyone, at any time, a bunch of people have said, where can we get more information? If you just go to precollege.tufts.edu, that will have all of our programs right on the homepage. We even have a filter there. You can sort by subject or age and different criteria. So if you're having any trouble, or as always, you can email us at precollege@tufts.edu, and we'll have all the information for contact on, actually, you know what? I'm just going to flip to the next slide while we're chatting and have all our contact info up there. So you guys have plenty of time to look up our social channels and get our info while we continue answering your questions.
I also put the specific, sorry to interrupt, Tara. I also put the specific entrepreneurship and innovation and international relations program links in that Kayla was just talking about.
Great. Thanks so much, Ariane. Someone else has asked about the recording. So again, we'll send an email after this and we will let you know where it is. But as always, you can go to our pre-college YouTube channel and you can find all of the recordings of all the programs there as well. Next question, if you take one accelerator course, then do the students only participate in either the morning or the afternoon session, not both?
So there wouldn't be a situation in which you would only take one. So the Tufts Summer Accelerator is like a whole program, and as part of that program, you take 2 seminars. So you choose 2 to take.
Exactly.
So that would, yeah. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on. You probably you're referring to session 1 versus session 2, which refers to the 2-week block of time for this first group, and then the second group is 2 weeks after. But you would, like Lauren said, you would take one class in the morning and then another one in the afternoon during your session 1 Tufts Summer Accelerator.
Great, thanks guys.
I would also just, sorry to jump in, just mention that the Tufts Summer Accelerator, because it has 2 sessions, we offer different seminars throughout the 2 sessions. So you can actually take it twice and you won't be repeating the content.
And I'm actually seeing that the next Q&A question is also having to do with the accelerator course selection. So if you don't mind, Tara, I'll probably just grab this one as well.
Go ahead.
Says, if you're interested in a virtual accelerator course, then are the hybrid courses an option? And the answer is yes. So if you're taking it virtual, then a hybrid, you can take either virtual or hybrid. Hybrid means they're open to in-person or virtual.
Right. Just to clarify that at Tufts, hybrid is, as Lauren said, the definition is, and we know that people interpret this word differently, means that you can be a completely virtual student and take the course, or a completely in-person student. There may be some aspects that are virtual for in-person students, but there won't be any places that you must be there if a student is participating in a hybrid. If that makes sense.
Great, thanks. Along those lines, I see another question over in our chat. For the mini med, is there just virtual or in-person as well? And I can answer that in lines with these. There is a virtual and an in-person option for mini med this year. You can check them both out on our website. Next question I see in here is, hello, how many credits for the Climate Resilience Institute? Sorry about that. Ken, do you want to take this one? Or maybe Lauren?
I can take it. It's the Climate Resilience Institute is a 1 credit course, and you can see on our website on the right-hand side where it says program at a glance, the credit availability for each of our programs. Some of our intensives, like Coding 101 and the Climate Resilience Institute, offer a credit, whereas like our engineering design lab might not, but it's formatted similarly in that the Climate Resilience Institute is a 2-week intensive that you attend all day. It's not like one of our other courses for credit and courses at Tufts for high schoolers, where you take Climate Resilience Institute, and then there are other options that you can take during that time. When you take that course or Coding 101, it's that same format of full day intensives.
Great, thanks so much, Ariana. Next question is, are there any asynchronous courses? And I believe
yes,
but I'll give that.
Definitely. At TCE, we've seen a large interest in asynchronous courses, and we have a lot of offerings such as like classic. I'm looking at the list right now, so it's like classical mythology, principles of economics, plant biology. There's a lot of self-paced asynchronous classes available. So check out TCE specifically. There's a lot of options there.
Yeah, and just as another tip for the website, if you are looking for just courses to see if they're asynchronous, if you go to courses.tufts.edu, there's a filter on the side when you get in there, when you browse the courses, and you'll be able to choose like high school students and see all of them. And then you can even choose a filter for virtual when you get into that browse page. So just another option if you're looking for specific types of courses for you to find them easily. And last question I see in the question and answer section, sorry, is can you take part in the Tufts College experience and also participate in a specific 2-week session? I'm gonna guess, I think the answer is no on this, but I'm gonna give it to Lauren to confirm for me.
That's correct, yeah. So because the Tufts College experience is a full 6 weeks and it runs pretty much all day long for those 6 weeks, you wouldn't be able to take an additional 2-week intensive, no.
Okay. Thanks, Lauren.
I would add quickly that if you do want to take courses of your selection, then our courses at Tufts for high schoolers first session, so summer session 1, does not conflict with our intensive. So if you're looking for a specific course of interest, you can look at session 1, and then you would be able to participate in Tufts College experience or Tufts Summer Research experience or any of our intensives that are offered during session 2.
Alternatively, just to quickly hop onto that, if you are interested in a variety of our different intensives, you are more than welcome to apply to multiple intensives so long as they're, and attend them so long as they're not overlapping, as our intensives are intense, as it's a part of the name. Our intensives are also pretty full, robust, scheduled programming. And so, so long as programs don't overlap in terms of dates, you are more than welcome to participate in more than one of our programmings, especially for the intensives.
Great, thanks so much, Sally and team. The next question was, do you have anything for rising sophomores as far as medical programs? I know mini-med, you have to be a rising junior, but Ken or Lauren, are there any courses or things that might be eligible for sophomores, rising sophomores?
Yeah, so the Tufts Summer Accelerator has a seminar that is actually run by the same folks who run the mini-med program, and it's called How Vaccines Work. So it's a little bit more sort of specifically oriented toward that topic, but it is the same staff as our mini-med program who are running it. And then also you could check out Tufts College Experience might have some course options available that are in the medical field.
Yeah, there's an Introduction to Immunology course that's offered through Courses at Tufts.
Excellent. Another question regarding, in the same idea is my daughter's interested in medicine, but they think the program application is already closed. I don't think the mini-med app is closed yet, right guys?
No, the mini med school application is still currently open, but if you are interested in participating in our mini med school intensive this year, I would highly recommend that you submit an application right away, as the seats in that program are currently filling up very quickly.
Great, thanks, Sally. Next question from someone is, when do we receive our status regarding our application, and is there a fee that we have to pay?
I can take that one, or anyone else who should be able to have the answer to this question. Yes. So once you submit your application and all of your associated materials are submitted, your transcript, recommendation, and parent permission form, we turn around an application decision within 10 business days. So you will get an email on your application portal that gives you your decision. And at that point, you'll have 10 days to submit a deposit, which holds your spot in the program until our payment deadline of May 15th.
Okay, thanks so much, Ariana.
May 15th.
Next question is, sorry, I'm just going through the chat to make sure I get them all. My daughter's interested in the medical field and the research lab. Does she have to go to Tufts Medical School in Boston, or do you offer bus transportation from Medford campus?
That is a really great question. And Tara, I was actually eyeing to see if I could answer that question next. So perfect timing. But the short answer is yes. If your student is enrolled in our residential programming for the Tufts Summer Research Experience, we will be providing them with transportation to and from their labs. However, I would like to note, and it is important to note, that we do have commuter only options, as well as laboratories that are open to commuters as well. So, if you would prefer to commute to and from the lab on your own, you are more than welcome to do that with one of our commuter offerings. But if your student will be staying on campus with us this summer, there will be transportation provided for your student to go to and from the labs throughout the course of the day.
Great, thanks, Sally. So I see one more question that just got added to our question and answer section. Do students enrolled in intensive sessions also have access to the college tours and the admission essay workshop? Kayla, I'm gonna give this one to you since you went over the social activities.
And Ariana and Lauren can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe we're going to try and build in campus tours for a social activity for all students attending programming. I'm not positive about the essay workshop at this point.
No, so the Friday college prep workshops specifically, like the full length ones with the campus tours. So Tufts Summer Accelerator students participate in those. Tufts College Experience students participate those as part of the program. And then the courses at Tufts for high schooler students can opt to for an additional fee. So that's the only sort of guaranteed way into those Friday workshop sessions with the college tours. But, like Kayla said, our social activities are not yet set in stone. So there's potential that it could be added to that. But those three programs are the way to be sort of like locked into those Friday sessions.
I will say that our students will all have a Tufts college tour. So
yeah, that's true.
It just won't be the local area college tours.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an option. And for the admissions essay writing workshop, only students participating in our Tufts College Experience or our courses at Tufts for high schoolers will have the option to take that, as that does run the full 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Great, thanks for those answers. Next question is there an adult or RA that lives in the dorms with the students? And Laura and I will pass this one to you.
Yes, we will have lots of RAs, we call them RCs in our program, but yes, it's a 10-to-1 staff to student ratio. And so there are lots and lots of adults who will be living in the dorms with the students and, kind of keeping track of where everybody is. So lots of them, yes.
Great, thanks. So at this point, I don't see any questions that have not been either answered. Oh, wait, I take that back. I just got another one. Are most of the courses at the same time as the free essay writing course? Laura, Ariana, do you want to take this one? I don't know. I hope I'm reading
Sure.
that right.
So some of our courses would conflict just because we have lots of offerings of courses at Tufts for high schoolers, as well as TCE. So you would pick a course that fits your schedule, which is offered as part of CATHS and TCE. So if you're really looking to participate in that summer admissions essay writing workshop, you can search or you can filter by time of day. On the left-hand side of that courses.tufts.edu in order to browse courses that don't conflict with the workshop.
Great. Thank you, Ariana. Just had another one pop in. Which dorms will be used to house residential students? I'm not sure if we know the answer to this yet, but Lauren, I will pass it to you to confirm that.
Air-conditioned ones. No, we're still working on definitively pinning that down with our conference and event services who oversees like that sort of thing on campus, but we're trying to keep the dorms fairly close together and make sure that they're all have air conditioning. So we haven't decided the specific ones just yet.
Great, thanks so much. So I think approximately how many students attend the programs? I'm not sure if this means total programs or like individual programs. Maybe we can answer both. I will give that to Sally. Do you want to take that one?
So it really does, I'm so sorry, excuse the squeaking in the back. My dog is having a blast with her toys, but I would say largely our program enrollment varies greatly depending on the program. This summer for the Tufts Summer Research Experience in particular, I believe that we are looking at a cohort of about 20 students. Maybe Ken can touch upon the sort of like the general enrollment for enrollment expectations for the Tufts College Experience this summer, but usually a lot of our programs will try our best to make sure that students are connected within really small, intimate groups to program staff members, such as classroom assistants, as well as program instructors. And we've done a really great job at keeping that ratio, I think, as small as possible. So again, the enrollment just really depends.
I don't know if it was my computer or if Sally was cut off, but we have another question, which is how many are you expecting for the Accelerator program since it's new? Lauren, I'll let you take that one.
Sure. I think we're looking at potentially having about 30-ish students per session. So session 1 and session 2 will have about around 30, but in each seminar, we're capping them around 20 students per seminar, so that, like Sally mentioned, you know, we make sure that everyone can get some individualized attention. So we're not going to have any huge seminars.
Great. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, everyone. I think at this point, one more question just popped in. For the requirements, academic transcript in history, what does history mean? Ariana, I will pass that to you. I think this is from the slide.
So the only definite requirement is your academic transcripts from your high school institution. You are welcome to provide academic history like grades or anything, but that is not a requirement. You are required to put in the school that you currently attend into your application, and that's just aligning you with the school so that we can associate the transcript.
Great. Thanks so much. And then one other question that I saw a couple times, I know it was answered, but just in case anyone else is wondering, someone had asked about the K through 8 programs that we have this summer, which are also new to pre-college programs. If we go to precollege.tufts.edu, you can filter by K through 8 programs, and there's a lot of details there, or email or call us at any time with questions about those programs and registration for those. At this time, I don't see any additional questions. I keep saying that and ones keep popping in, but I think this time we have answered them all either live or I know some of them were answered through the chat. So I think we are done with the live questions at this point. And so I will turn things over to Ariana to close out tonight's session.
Thank you, Tara, and thanks to all of our panelists and colleagues for contributing all of this important information. And thank you all for all of your really great questions. We hope that we've provided the information for you that will help you on your application process with Tufts Pre-College Programs. And as always, if you think of anything after this, you can always contact us on the contact information that's above. We're always on the phones and on email for anything you need. We also post information regularly on our social media channels, so make sure you follow us. And we really look forward to seeing you on campus this summer or virtually, if that is your choice. Thanks again for joining, and we hope to meet you soon.